Welcome back, y'all. Okay, so Royale High just released a Tidalglow update a few days ago, and I'm honestly like I genuinely don't understand what's going on anymore, and I know that the community feels the same way. The new update has been receiving a lot of negative reviews, which I'm gonna just say this right now. If you're a Royale High loyalist, please watch the entire video before commenting. Every time I make a video talking about Royale High, people jump the gun and start calling me a hater, but I'm literally just giving my opinions and providing constructive criticism. So please take a deep breath and remember,
it's only a game.
Anyways, the new update has a lot of major changes that are both good and bad. I know the majority of the community is focusing on the bad stuff right now, but honestly, there's some stuff I actually enjoyed from the update. With that being said though, I cannot stand the new campus map. Like, out of all the campus designs, this is probably the worst one in my personal opinion.
Oh my god, my Shayla.
And to be honest, this is pretty much the main reason why players are really upset, but we'll talk more about that later. Before we start, here's how the video is gonna work. In the first section of the video, I'm going to quickly read through the update log, and then next, I'll talk about what I love and dislike about the update. I'm also gonna read some tweets regarding who's to blame for the communication between the developers and the community, and we'll talk about all the bullying and harassing that happens in the community, as well as toxic positivity. And the very last thing is, please do not spread hate towards the devs or anyone mentioned in this video. And for those few who get crazy in the comments, no, me making a video providing constructive criticism is not hate. So please be respectful in the comments, or in other words, keep it cute or you'll get the boot. Anyways, enough yapping, let's go ahead and start with the first section. So I'm gonna go ahead and read the update log, but I'm gonna read the most important parts because it's super long. The very beginning of the update log says, "Welcome to the brand new cute map." I know it hasn't been that long since the last one, but this map should be about 65% lag reduction or more. Okay, so right off the back, I don't remember a lot of people complaining about the last campus being super laggy. If we're being honest, Royale High tends to be laggy whether it's campus 4 or 3. My point is, I feel like some of the changes that were made feel a little excessive, and I'm gonna be so for real, no hate, but the game is still lagging when I'm playing, even with this new map. It could just be a Roblox problem, but I don't know. It really just feels like 65% of the map got removed. Anyways, moving on. The next part of the update log says, quest system total glow up. Instead of just being assigned just 3 random quests, you'll now receive a hidden list of all possible quests that match the current time of day or event. That means you'll be rewarded for interacting naturally with the world around you, whether you're brushing your hair by your locker, grabbing a snack, or just hanging out in the pool. So pretty much instead of having to do the quests from your planner, you get XP and diamonds from just playing the game, which honestly, I actually like this idea. It gets so annoying to have to go back and forth in your planner to figure out what quests you gotta do next, and it's always the same boring quests, but now there's way more to do. The next part of the update log says, pick up diamonds total glow up. Diamonds now also match the time of day and spawn at a much faster rate, allowing you to snag up to 10 per period. So pretty much after every period, whether it's a class, lunch, breakfast, whatever, a bunch of diamonds will spawn on the floor and you can grab up to 10. Now I counted how many times per day you're able to get these. I'm not sure if I miscounted. If you guys know the exact amount, let me know. But based on my gameplay footage, it seems like you're able to collect diamonds 9 times in one day. So pretty much 90 diamonds in total for one school day. And if you have the double and quadruple diamond game pass, I believe it's 540, but I don't know if I did the math right. Now I've seen very mixed opinions regarding this system. Some players absolutely hate it and others think it's amazing. Personally, I think it's really cool they added this. I feel like it's the most beneficial for players who don't have any game passes. And back then, it was so hard to get diamonds off the floor, you like literally had to fight other people to get it. So I personally don't feel like it's a bad thing. If anything, it probably makes it easier for little kids to play. In the update log, they also talked about needs adjustments. It pretty much just says that now you're gonna get quests that are related to the time of day. So like if it's breakfast time, you're gonna be hungry, and when it's time for bed, you're gonna get a sleeping quest. Now another big change that came to the game is the new morning bathroom, also known as the get ready for school period. The morning bathroom has a shower with an ocean view, a salon to do makeup and hair, a balcony with coffee and donuts. Pretty much it looks like a spa. Now this one had a lot of people upset because in the new campus, you basically can't can't use the restroom unless it's during the morning period. So you're like forbidden from using it. You just gotta hold it in. And pretty much the rest of the update log is just talking about quality of life improvements, such as the locker period being increased from 45 seconds to 75 seconds. Doing homework is pretty much now an event. But the most important ones in my opinion is the brand new flight class. And the biggest news of all, the cafeteria and vending machine food is now free. And the last thing that I'm gonna go ahead and talk about is what got removed. Based on a tweet I saw in TTRH's video from Star Xavier, they got rid of the teacher's lounge. Now the library didn't get removed, it just got reworked to be way smaller, which I'll talk about in a little bit. They also got rid of the Ice Fairy Cafe, the track field, the student kitchen, the mermaid area, and all the class doors and the areas around it. Now there's a lot more that happened during this update, but I'll go ahead and discuss it in the next section. Okay, so now I can finally talk about what I love and hate about Tidalglow 2025. I'll start off first talking about the positives. The first thing on the list is that I love the mini fairy flight class. Like, it's so adorable, but pretty much with this class, you become a super small fairy and you fly around this really gorgeous map getting rings. While it sounds similar to the previous flight class, this one is way better. Instead of flying around the school campus racing to get all 52 rings, you pretty much just fly around and get as many as you can. And the person with the most rings gets first place. In my opinion, this one is way more fun and cutesy. The next thing that I love about this update is the get dressed for school / morning bathroom. Like, it's so cute, y'all. I don't know how to explain it. I like the fact you can do your makeup. I also love the hair salon, the shower with the ocean view. I'm also happy they added the tea set from Campus 3 into Campus 4. And another thing I love about the morning bathroom is the balcony. Like, it has everything you need for role playing. The biggest downside though is that you only have access to it in the morning and you don't even have access to it in the weekend mode. Okay, I know I talked about this earlier, but I really do like the concept of picking up diamonds throughout the day. I don't really see anything wrong with it. With that being said though, I wish they would increase the amount you could get. Maybe 20 per period, I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below what you think would improve the new diamond system. And of course, my favorite thing is that the cafeteria food and vending machine food is free. It really did suck when you were trying to save up money for like a diamond set or something, but you had to like eat, so your money would just be gone. And then you'd always get quests where it's like, go get something from the vending machine. Like, dude, stop, please have mercy on my wallet. So yeah, I'm really happy about that one. Now regarding the actual map, I actually like the pool area. It's really pretty, and I really like that they added a fire pit for marshmallows. It reminds me of Royalween. And the very last thing that I really like about this update is the fact that you get rewarded for interacting with the world rather than just focusing on your journal quests. Like, it definitely got old and stale, and I feel like it's better to keep that in Campus 3 and try something new in Campus 4. So I'm happy this is a new way to do quests, but still, I don't appreciate the automatic classes. It just feels too restrictive. It would be nice if we have the option to either work on quests or go to class, but I guess maybe they feel like people would get too much XP if they're only doing quests. And I also get the argument of like, okay, they made these classes so they want y'all to play it, but I don't like the idea of being like forced to go into class. And I've seen a lot of people say the same thing. It was better when you could just go whenever you wanted to. Alright, now that I'm done talking about the stuff that I loved about the update, let's talk about what I disliked. The first one is obviously the new map. This one actually kind of ruined the whole update in my opinion. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's actually kind of cool. And yeah, of course, there's gonna be certain things that are kind of like eh. But if the map hadn't changed, I feel like people wouldn't have been complaining as much. My opinion regarding the map is that it's too cluttered and small. It was way better when it was more open. We used to have outside buildings and now there's literally nothing outside except the pool area. Now the next thing that I dislike about this update is the fact that they reworked the library and made it super small, and it's really plain now. Like, the previous library was perfect and it actually felt really magical, but this library is pretty much a PNG of books on the wall and coffee and donuts. I don't know, y'all, that was like my favorite place and now it's gone. I'm sad. Now another part of the school that I'm kind of like about is the student lounge. I feel like if it was bigger, it would have been better. It would have been cool if they added more interactive stuff like a coffee station or something. I don't know. And needs more flair other than a slide coming down the stairs. Now this next one, I kind of have mixed feelings about. I don't know if I really like the dorm hallway or not. It's cute, but it feels so small. I prefer the one from the previous Campus 4. If they wanted to make something indoor, it would have been nice if they did something similar to Campus 3. But overall, it's okay. Another thing I don't like about the update is the fact that we don't have access to all these places during the weekend mode. Specifically the morning bathroom. You can tell I'm salty about it, huh? Okay, this next one is kind of dumb, but I don't like the fact we have these extra steps to do our laundry. It might just be something I need to get used to, but I've been doing my laundry like this in Royale High for so long that it feels weird to do it differently now. Another thing I didn't like about the update is the fact we didn't get any diamond sets, which has kind of been a thing for a while now, but like I really want something new. I don't know. The shop is pretty restrictive with what you can get as well, since almost everything is seasonal. I don't know, I pretty much feel like there's not that much to buy. Also, I just want something cute and new, like come on. Now this last one, I'm gonna go ahead and mention it because I saw people talking about it, but apparently they added a toy ad in the game, which I kind of have mixed feelings about. They're not the first Roblox game to ever put an ad in their game. There's a lot of devs that advertise their products in their game and also advertise other stuff that's unrelated. However, because of the negative feelings the community has regarding the toys in general, the toy ad is kind of like, honestly, if there wasn't so much drama regarding the toys and the unfinished sets, I feel like people wouldn't care. Now, I only saw one ad. I don't know if there's more, but if they were to add like a bunch of ads every time you're playing, that's when it gets really annoying. But from what I've seen, there's only one. Anyways, since we're on the topic of the community, let's move on to the next section. So we all know Twitter is kind of toxic sometimes. Some may argue all the time. And unfortunately, the Royale High community on Twitter is kind of a hot mess. There's definitely people who are really nice and constructive, but there are a lot of people who go overboard or are just plain old toxic. Now there's currently a debate going on over on Twitter about who is to blame for the lack of communication between the devs and the community. Honestly, this is nothing new, but recently it got sparked up again, so I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it a little bit. The tweet that started the conversation says, "Why do the devs never communicate? Royale High 3, oh my god, I can't believe they put everything in different realms. Role-playing is dead and everyone hates the school. I can't believe they would ruin the game like that. RH4 Alpha, this looks absolutely nothing like a school. What the heck? This is just a college campus and has no whimsy. This is all the devs' fault. I can't believe them. The structure is terrible too. I can't believe them. RH4 version 2, this is so overcrowded and overstimulating. Too many colors, too much water. This is nothing like Royale High. The old version was so much better than this. Literally no one was complaining. RH4 version 3. Oh my god, it's so small. How do you expect us to get anywhere? They ruined everything. Why couldn't they just stick to RH4 V2? It was completely perfect. This is terrible. This is what y'all say whenever a new campus releases. You just hate and don't praise the devs for working tirelessly. You talk negatively about every campus and say it's terrible, and when they rework it, you hate it even more. This is why they don't communicate with us." Now somebody quote tweeted this and said, "Avoiding communication over a fear of little criticism is not a mature way to run a development team, by the way." Now a lot of people did agree with this, but other people felt like this wasn't true because it's not just a little bit of criticism, it's like full-on hate and bullying. And it is true, there's a lot of hate going towards the devs online. And while researching, you see so many tweets of people just crashing out. So I get why the devs left Twitter, but I feel like there should be another way to communicate with the devs besides the live stream chat. And I'm not saying they need to be active all the time on social media, but it would be nice if they made like a tweet being like, "Hey, give us some feedback of things that you like or dislike." I don't know, it just feels like it would be good to have some type of communication with them, or even just letting us know that they are hearing our feedback. I don't know, this one's kind of complicated. I definitely think that the community is at fault for making the devs not want to talk to us anymore, but I guess the way I see it, I don't think it makes sense to cut off the community. But at the same time, we don't really know how hard this affected the developers, so I understand why they decided to distance themselves. Now there's one more thing I want to talk about before we go to my final thoughts. So after that one tweet talking about the community started getting traction, people started talking about toxic positivity in the community. The tweet that I saw says, "The last thing I'll say on this is how I think this community has both problems with being hateful, but also a problem with toxic positivity. Dismissing feelings of disappointment, labeling constructive criticism as hateful and ungrateful is toxic in its own. This doesn't mean it's okay to bully, insult, or harass the developers or people who enjoy the updates. However, I've noticed we as a community struggle with finding a healthy way to communicate, and it's important to validate and understand all types of emotion, negative or positive. And I 100% agree with this tweet. Like, I've experienced this under my videos regarding Royale High, also with my Dress to Impress videos, but there's some people who really hate when you say anything a little bit negative about the game. I remember in one video I was very constructive and I swear I was not being hateful, and then someone commented saying I'm being a hater and a bunch of other stuff, but like it was really obvious to me and everybody else who actually watched the video that this person did not watch the video at all. Like, I get it, if you really like the game and you love everything the devs do, good for you. But if you're a human being, you're gonna think differently from other people. You can't expect everyone to agree with you and think exactly like you. And like I've said before, I know that listening to opinions that are different from your own can be jarring, but that's just how it is. You gotta live and learn. Anyways, with that being said, let's move on to my final thoughts. In my personal opinion, I feel like this update is a 4 out of 10. And the main reason why I'm scoring it so low is because of the smaller campus and the gameplay restrictions. I mean this with all my heart, the previous Campus 4 was amazing. I made a video about it a while back and I praised it for being so well done and fun to play in, but this new campus feels kinda strict. Like, I know real school is strict, but since it's a magical world and a game, I feel like it doesn't need to be this restricted. At least with the previous campus, even though we were forced to go to classes then as well, it didn't feel that cramped. Also, when you join weekend mode in the previous campus, there were so many areas for role playing, and I'm not a role player by any means, but I know a lot of people who like to role play or make role playing videos. So this new campus kind of killed the role playing capabilities by 70%. Honestly, the way things have been going this past year, I think we're gonna get a new map again sometime in the near future. Hopefully. This is the one time I'm actually like, please change it back or make a bigger map at least. I kind of feel like they're doing this on purpose. Maybe they're trying to keep the game fresh by changing the map every so often, similar to what Dress to Impress does, which I don't think is a bad concept overall. The issue is we had a campus that had a lot of promise, and then it went bye-bye. And yes, with this new campus, we got some new stuff like the get dressed for school period and mini flight class, but I'm not understanding why this couldn't have been added to the previous campus map. Also, a new diamond set would be really nice, but I'm guessing the devs are focusing on finishing the toy sets since that's a contractual obligation kind of thing. Or at least that's what I hope is happening somewhere, but I don't know. Honestly, I feel like Royale High keeps going in circles and it's low-key making me feel crazy. Like, I would really prefer the campus to get finished instead of having a new campus every few months. That will probably never happen, but a girl can dream, can't she? Anyways, let me know in the comments down below how you feel about the update. What do you love and dislike about it? Do you think it's a bad update? Okay, bye. See you in the next one. Bye. Okay, bye. See you. Bye.